So this is quite left of field for my channel, but it has to be done. Hey guys, my name is Angus and today we're talking about the new Scooby-Doo movie, Scoob. You know how everyone has that one weirdly specific thing that they have an insane amount of knowledge on? Yeah, well, mine's Scooby-Doo. So for as long as I can remember, I've been obsessed with the mystery solving gang of Fred, Daphne, Velma, Shaggy, and Scooby-Doo. One might even go as far as to call me a Scooby-Doo scholar because I literally have that much knowledge about this franchise. It's stupidly insane. And while we usually talk about books on this channel, today I want to throw my 2 cents in and have a nice discussion about the new trailer for Scoob 2020. So the trailer dropped a few days ago now, but I've known about this movie since it started production back in like 2014. It's been a long time coming. Like they've been working on this for ages. But I had very low expectations. It's been 15 years since we've had a theatrically released Scooby-Doo movie. Since 2004, Scooby-Doo 2 Monsters Unleashed. But in saying that, since 2004, we've had 30 Scooby-Doo movies, and all of them not great. They've all been direct-to-DVD or TV movies that have ranged from musicals with vampires to phantom dinosaur ghosts. They've really exhausted their monster catalog. But yeah, so these past 30 movies, the standard has been quite low for production value. Anyway, Scoob is bringing Scooby-Doo back into the theatrical setting for the first 3D computer animated Scooby-Doo movie. We've got an all-star cast. We've got Zac Efron as Fred, Amanda Seyfried as Daphne, Gina Rodriguez as Velma, and Will Forte as Shaggy. I've seen the trailer many times now, and wow, the production value is excellent. It feels so exciting to see like real money being poured into this franchise, which hasn't seen like a cent since 2004. It's just become part of like the gimmick value of Scooby-Doo is like low value animation. It's almost ingrained in the franchise by now. Anyway, as a whole, did I like the trailer? Yes and no. I have a lot of opinions, and the fact that this is a Scooby-Doo movie sets kind of like a bar for me, not in standards, but in what to expect. And I feel like they've really kind of like softened the edges of this franchise with this very widely appealing, kind of like Illumination film. That's what it feels like. It feels like a film Illumination would make. Like there's these tiny robot creatures that are like the substitute for minions. So I feel like that's what they're going for. So me being a Scooby-Doo scholar, let's talk this out. From some research and the general presentation of the trailer, it seems Scoob follows like half origin story, half like biggest threat Scooby's ever faced. It's quite hard to gauge because the trailer gives us Scooby and Shaggy's first moments together, Scooby and Shaggy meeting the rest of the gang, and then it jumps into like this alien invasion level threat with robots. It's really hard to gauge what the villain is. It's quite muddled. I think they're hiding it for a reason, but I'm not 100% sure. One of the spokesperson has said that this film is kind of like the setup for a cinematic universe for like all the Hanna-Barbera properties, which I don't really like that idea, but you know, very postmodern of them to try and pull this off, an animation cinematic universe. I don't know if it's going to work. I feel like there's not a big enough Hanna-Barbera audience for that to work. As a whole though, this doesn't feel like a Scooby-Doo story, which isn't good, but it also isn't inherently bad. Like it's always great to shake up the formula every now and then. This doesn't feel like a shake up though. This feels like a standing off the spooky edges to make it, as I said before, like an Illumination film for very young audiences. I mean, look at these Minions. This is Warner Brothers' answer to Minions, and I don't like it at all. I really hope the trailer is some kind of misdirect to hide the actual villain, because for me, Scooby-Doo generally doesn't do great with anything involving aliens or robot villains. It just kind of loses the scare factor. Not that Scooby-Doo is scary because it is a children's film, but you get what I mean. We want a monster in the house, a ghost, a zombie, a mummy, or a zombie, ghost, vampire mummy. Like, we've seen it all, so we want it all again. For me, the design of this film, it looks nice, but again, it just doesn't feel like Scooby-Doo. Shaggy looks like a bean, like a jelly bean, like his face is shaped like a jelly bean. Scooby as a puppy has this ginormous head. It's kind of a little bit scary, all of these angles. And Fred, I don't know why his facial features are so small. I don't know, like, just to spread them out a little bit more. The trailer presents really like generally happy scenes, like we're at the beach. When we're trick-or-treating, it just feels very soft-edged and like, oh, this is fun. Like, there's no threats really. And these to me aren't giving off any of the gothic expressionist vibes that the original Scooby-Doo is based off. It definitely feels cinematic, I will give it that. Like, the level gives me goosebumps because it's so exciting. There's like this cinematic level which we haven't seen before in Scooby-Doo. Even the live actions back in the 2000s didn't have this level of threat of like this alien invasion world threat. Honestly though, I would trade all of that in just for a nice looking gothic mansion with a ghost in it. Like, that's just, for me, that's classic Scooby-Doo, which I love and I want to see again. My favorite incarnation of the Scooby-Doo franchise since its inception has to be the Mystery Incorporated series, which really ran with the original foundations of the show. The showrunners allegedly took the concept art of the show before it was greenlit. Like, there was this whole direction they were pushing of really scary stuff, which ended up not in the final product. They kind of got rid of that to kind of tone it down for morning TV. Yeah, Mystery Incorporated kind of took that edgier vibe and made it into a serialized show with real stakes. And it's just, if you haven't seen Mystery Incorporated, watch it. Like, it's definitely like a teen show, but so much fun, and like the stakes are real and the character development is so great. This is the first time we've seen real character development in the Scooby-Doo characters, which I love. It's fantastic. Sorry, I'm plugging that show. It's great to see Frank Welker doing the voice of Scooby-Doo again, because I feel like he's the only one who can really pull it off. He's been doing Scooby since 2002. So like, I feel like he's never out of work, this man, doing all 30 of those films and the shows in between. He's great at his job. Scooby sounds like Scooby. The only thing is Scooby seems to have a lot more to say than he usually does. Like, he contributes a lot of the voice work for this trailer. Like, I feel like it's 90% Scooby-Doo, which is interesting. I know he's the titular character, but you know, he gets a few words in here and there because he's a dog and we don't want to push that boundary too much. Velma and Daphne get one line each, not even, it's like one line combined in this whole trailer. They have like one gag post logo, like they're like the end gag at the trailer. I mean, this trailer doesn't even pass the Bechdel test, which not a good standard for 2019, 2020, we could do better than that. From what I hear, they sound fine. Not what I was expecting, but again, like, they only had one line, so I can't really judge much at all. Zac Efron as Fred, again, we only got one line from him. But for me, I feel like this is a strange choice. You know, Fred's supposed to be quite quirky and fun and like over-exaggerated and like bubbly, but Zac Efron, what he's giving me in the trailer, all I can hear is Zac. But yeah, hashtag not my Fred. I feel like I'm gonna jump on that bandwagon. And Shaggy, oh boy, it would be hard to follow in Matthew Lillard's steps of trying to jump in and do Shaggy. And I feel like Will Forte does a fine job, but I'm just like so used to that Matthew Lillard voice that it just really threw me off, because he's the most perfect Shaggy that's ever existed. He's voiced Shaggy since he played him in the live action movies in 2002 and 2004, in like every incarnation until now. And it's interesting, apparently they didn't even contact him to play the role. I just feel like that would have been the first choice to go with. So, but yeah, Will Forte is okay, it's fine. He just sounds like he's been very like, Shaggy's been worn down and his edges have been softened to appeal to that wider audience, which I understand you have to do, but like, did you have to? Overall, Scoob looks like it's gonna be a crowd pleaser. Like, I can't see this film doing badly. I feel like people will go and watch it, and you know, millions of kids are gonna go and see this film because their parents are gonna take them because it's Scooby-Doo and the parents know Scooby-Doo and the trailers look nice and fun and easy to watch, so it's just gonna be a thing. I really hope this sets up a nice standard for Scooby-Doo to like re-enter the psyche of the public, because we haven't had that since 2004. It's been 15 years. Time to bring it back. As I said, this is like the setup for a cinematic universe, and apparently Scooby-Doo and the gang are going to be working under a bigger corporation to like tackle a threat. So that will be interesting to see. I don't think we've seen that before. I don't know how that's going to go down though. I really hope the movie explores some of the more darker original influences of the series. That's kind of what makes Scooby Scooby. Like, you got this goofy little gang running around these really scary gothic mansions with ghosts and stuff, and it's just, I don't know, something about it is fantastic. Yeah, this is me, Angus, Scooby-Doo Scholar, signing off on this message. I don't know, let me know what you guys thought of the trailer if you've seen it, and we're interested to see what happens from here. But thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you again in a video soon. Bye!